Welcome back, creatives. If you're yet to listen to the last episode, why haven't you? You have to. You should. It was filled with pure energy. We had a special guest, and I can just tell you for a fact that you're going to enjoy every bit of it as a developer, product manager, product designer. So go and listen to that. Now, on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the mental gymnastics of working in a Nigerian startup. You can feel the pain in my voice. I think so. Now, if you have actually worked in one, I don't need to explain much, If you haven't, buckle up. Let's get one thing clear. Startups everywhere are chaotic. Everywhere. Chaotic because you're just trying to understand a few things about what you're doing. They might have a planned business model, but they learn on the go. But you see here in Nigeria, picture running a relay race blindfolded during a thunderstorm and your baton is NEPA. Can you see that picture? The power is out. Your Wi-Fi is dancing Zanku. Your CEO is on tech crunch. Then they tell you, we're giving you exposure. If you know how many people exposure have killed. Metaphorically, because when you begin to hear things like we're giving you exposure, it means you're likely not going to get paid. And you're just staring at the Jira board that looks like a war zone. You're thinking to yourself, what am I doing here? That's how it can be working in a Nigerian startup. Or let me say, it is like being in a relationship with somebody that says, I love you, but I'm not ready for commitment. Yet they've already moved into your house and they've eaten all your gari. We're talking about Nigeria. I would have said cereal, but as per this is Nigeria. It's your gari they're after. Let's talk about these flips that happen because the mental gymnastics, they're Olympic level. You could have something like, we move. Your first week on the job, you're excited, happy. You landed a tech role. You've read the lean startup. You're ready to get to work. Then your manager says, we are launching next Friday and you're leading the product. You first pause and think to yourself, was there a product that was being built? You've never heard of it? You didn't think there was anything existent? Well, there isn't. So you're asking the question, wait, we're launching? They're answering back, yes, we're launching. You're not sure yet, but don't worry, you'll figure it out. So you open your Figma, trying to see what's going on. You want to follow the design. You ask if there's a code base already in existence for whatever it is you're building. There's nothing. You ask for a brief, they send a WhatsApp voice note. Duration, 14 seconds. That's all you get. And now you're thinking to yourself, what's going on? But yeah, here's something. They'll now tell you things like, in this company, we wear many hats. We need team players. Then you go further to ask, shouldn't we hire for these roles? They'll tell you, no. We don't really need much people. We can do everything. We just need to be a small team that can work together. You were hired as a product designer. By week 3, you're also the product manager, the social media intern, and unofficially, the party planner for the third quarter hangout. Because guess what? They will hang out and you'll join them. Something they do very often is they like to build a plane while trying to fly it. They say things like, we don't really need to know what we are doing, let's just do it fast. We're going to crash. You think to yourself, we're going to crash. But nobody is really putting their minds to that. You flag a bug on staging, and then they tell you, leave it, it's not affecting the core functionality, it will still work. 2 days later, it deletes half of the user database. Then your CEO, guess what? Your CEO is then going to go on Twitter and tweet something like, proud to announce our MVP. It is live. We are disrupting the tech space. And this is just to learn so that we can reiterate and give better quality. There was no plan for such. In fact, there was no plan at all. But you guys just had to do it fast. And then there's you. You're now living off of energy drink and self-doubt. Don't worry, calm down. This is the Nigerian startup. You'll be fine. See, burnout is a real thing. And it is so much in Nigerian startups. And sometimes it doesn't even look like I'm tired that we know of. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Sometimes it could look like forgetting what day it is. Developing chest pain when Slack pings because you're like, what is the new update? You're scared. Anything can happen. And then it could be smiling during Zoom calls while you're still Googling tech jobs in Canada. Because you have to jackpot. It can be really exhausting. It could be a lot. And still, you hear them say things like, be passionate. This is how unicorns are built. We are a family. First, let me just say this. Your colleagues are not your family members. I think I've said this before. And don't let anybody derail you from what you have set in front of you by using we are a family. Just listen to this. Even Jesus took naps, right? You deserve rest. Take it when you can. But for the fact that it's a startup, it means that everybody has to be working, all hands on deck. But not every role should be moved to your table. If you were hired as a product designer, stick to that. If you were hired as a product manager, stick to that. If you're hired as HR admin, whatever managerial role is needed in the company, try to stick strictly to it. The moment you begin to take more on your hands, you begin to feel overwhelmed, burnt out, and it's not really safe for your mental health. But don't worry, it's the gymnastics that we do here in Nigeria. So you might just be flexing, take a back flip and rest, I think. So now, to be fair, amidst all the chaos that could possibly exist, there's real growth. You'll go from being scared to join a Zoom call to leading presentations for investors, right? You'll build systems with zero experience, and somehow they'll work. Start asking better questions like, who's this for? Who approved this? Why are we doing this? Why are we pivoting again? Honestly, some of the sharpest, most battle-tested people that I know today were forged from the fire of startups. They came out of the Nigerian startup trenches and they're doing well for themselves. They learned a lot. Think of Nigerian startup like NYSC, but no uniforms and more therapy. You could do Said Tire. Now you ask yourself, okay, what now? I'm already in that space, or I'm about to get into that space. If you're currently working in a Nigerian startup, here's my unsolicited advice. You didn't ask, but I'm giving it. Protect your peace at all costs. Sometimes, like I mentioned in the episode about the burnout, try to mute certain notifications if they are not necessary. And learn to say no. It will help you a lot. Again, they're not your family. Even to your family, you learn to say no. Not everything should go. So you're not a machine. Learn to say no. You're not a robot. You're not programmed to accept everything. And you want to document everything for your sanity and for your CV. Really, you want to. Number 4, you want to get your money. Don't let equity distract you from your salary. Don't let it's for the exposure distract you from your salary. As far as we're in Nigeria, there's such a thing called sakpa, and it's real. You don't want to be caught in its claws. So you want to get paid. You want to go for your salary. Number 5, you want to take breaks. Not one day when things slow down. I mean, like this weekend, take a break. So this isn't to say that most startups don't need a level of rigor, doggedness. It's necessary. But there's just this space that affects you mentally. It builds you to an extent. It opens your eyes. Like I said the last time. A quote. Now trauma they kill naivety. Once you have been manipulated a few times, you can sight it from a mile away. You can tell. But while all this is happening, you want to still prioritize your well-being, because if you are not well, you won't be able to take up the next job that would offer you a lot more. So you want to be prepared for this gymnastic that happens in Nigerian startup. If you have your own war story, I'd like to hear it. Please drop a comment for me under this episode. And just a reminder, you're more than your job. You should work more on yourself than you do on your job. You're not your startup valuation. And passion should never cost you your peace. Till next time, stay hydrated, stay logged off if you can. Now, I'm not advising you badly. And most importantly, stay sane. Bye.